Is
You're
this coming
listening
through
to
all right, chat?
Man Plays with Levels.
Yes, look at me riding the levels like a proper DJ and shit.
I tell you, it's a good job that we sorted all this out before we went live.
Well, yeah, exactly, yeah.
Because we don't want people to be listening to this.
No, well,
really.
This is the green room. I still haven't started the show, so we're still in the green room at the moment.
Fair
we
enough.
haven't stepped out into the lights yet. Flip it now. I thought you'd known that by now. See,
I
look,
don't know
just
what
peeked.
happens. I'm watching the news anyway. You just do your own thing.
You got the news on?
Yeah,
Are we at war yet?
Maria's doing some things. We're Britain. We're always at war with someone.
Yeah. Have we fired nukes? Do we have nukes?
Yeah, of course we do.
What? Yeah, okay, yeah, of course we do. But do we have
I mean, they're
them?
not ours.
Yeah,
They're American ones,
Okay.
but they're in our submarines.
You say, yeah, but... Okay. You say, yeah, we have nukes. Are they laying on someone's table somewhere? In Bedford?
They are in a Trident submarine, which is somewhere in the ocean currently. We always have one submarine at any one time sailing the ocean.
But how many nukes have they on board?
Some. Yes. More than enough is probably the answer. And if they cannot pick up radio 4
What, the submarine? If the
after a certain amount of time, then
Yeah.
if the submarine cannot pick up radio 4, then after a certain amount of time, then that is their cue to know that Britain has been destroyed and they are to launch all their missiles at people. Fact.
Really?
That's true, yep. They have like secret orders of what to do if Britain is destroyed, and one of the things that they look for to see if that's happened is whether they can pick up Radio 4 Today program, I think it is.
Oh, brilliant. Oh, we're getting messages in the chat room already. Andy's saying, do we need him to come on to explain the British nuclear deterrent? Yeah, we might actually, yes.
Okay, what needs explaining? We have lots of massive missiles that flatten things. That's it.
And he says, no, they opened the safe. I am peeking a little bit. Why? Sorry. Why am I saying sorry? Right, that's one thing that pisses me off as well.
Or people saying sorry.
Yeah.
You're in the wrong country for that.
I'm starting the show now. Hello, everyone.
Okay.
Welcome to Shonky Lab. We are Darren-less at the moment. He was supposed to be here at 9 o'clock. He's always late. It's fine. It's a characteristic. It's endearing of him as well. We love him for it. So hopefully he'll be joining us later on. I'll probably get a text message saying, oh, I've just got in, or I'm on the train, or I'm on the bus now. It's all right. We still love him for what he is. So, yeah. I'm Elton. This is Lee. I nearly said
Hello.
Andy. I'm so used to saying Andy, but no, Andy's in the chat room.
It's pretty much the same thing.
Yeah, interchangeable. Lego
Yeah,
blocks.
exactly.
You're the blue one. He's the red one. It's pretty much the same.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
We are here to talk about. Well, we're here to moan again. It's been over a year since we did our last episode of Old Men Shout at Clouds.
Really?
Can you believe that? We said 6 months in between.
We did. Does that mean that things have gone really well in that year?
Well, I've been feeling better during that year.
Well, we're still here, so that's good.
We are still here, yeah.
We haven't been blown up.
No, well, we're waiting for Radio 4 to turn off, apparently.
Yes, that is the cue. If you can't pick up Radio 4, you're dead.
Oh, Jesus. I need to see that on Google somewhere, that on Wikipedia, or actually written down.
It's absolutely true.
Okay. I'll take your word for that. I think you're fibbing to me a wee bit anyway. But yeah, we're here to moan, but at the moment we're talking about nuclear missiles, and we were talking about catchphrases as well, weren't we?
How the Shonky Lab has influenced loads of other podcasts with its awesome catchphrases.
I wouldn't say influenced.
What's the word? Infiltrated?
Yeah, that would be a better word for it. Yeah. I still want a t-shirt with "to Google" written on it.
With the Shonky Lab shared logo on.
Yeah, I may have to do that at some point.
It's not a bad one.
Yeah. What was the other one? Screw Them Losers.
Screw. Is it Screw Them Losers?
Yeah, Screw Them
You
Losers.
Yeah. Okay, that's right. Was there another one?
I don't know. It probably is just me going somewhere.
Yeah, that works.
Yeah, because that pisses me off as well.
What, people going
No, me going all the time.
Do you do it?
There we go. See, just did it then. Flipping hell.
You mean you didn't do that on purpose?
Yeah. Look, I told you. Look, he's phoning my phone. Right, hang on.
Is it Darren?
Yeah. Shall I put him on the loudspeaker?
What a dick.
Hang on. I'll put him on the speaker. Hello, Darren.
Hi there, mate. How you doing?
I'm all right. We're live at the moment. You're on the radio. Or radio.
Am I actually coming through at the moment? Because I'm not. I'm coming through on my phone, but I was going to try and connect via internet.
Yeah, you'll have to come through Skype to talk to everyone. But yeah,
Right, okay.
you're on the mic at the moment.
Give me about 3/4 of a year to work out what my Skype password is. I've only got my phone to do this with, so it may sound a bit rubbish.
Yeah, no worries, man. Just send me a message when you're ready.
Will do. All right, speak soon.
Ta-da.
Cheers, Dad.
There we go.
Where do you find these people? I mean, seriously.
I honestly don't know. But did we expect anything less? I don't think we did we? So
The Shonky Lab has not moved on in a year.
yeah.
If anything, it's got worse.
Yeah, that's right. For anyone downloading this rubbish, you can
This
normally...
is one of the better episodes.
Yeah, this is one of the best ones. Yeah, put your cassette tape in and record this one for posterity.
Put the paper in the holes if you have to. You know,
Yes.
if you've taken the bit of plastic out so that you can't record.
I always put sellotape over it. People used to put blue tack in them.
You know, you're obviously a higher class than me.
Yes.
With your sellotape. Ooh,
Scotch tape sometimes.
sellotape.
Yes, Mr. Lee Metcalf, you can phone in. That would be absolutely awesome if you want to.
See, it is turning into the All Lees podcast.
It is yeah, we were going to have an all Lees, only Lees can phone in. But anyway,
but that's what everyone turns into that I'm on.
that is
Lee's
correct.
always on now.
Right, let me do this little thing first. People listening to the podcast, you can normally catch us live on Mixlr.com/RogueTwoMedia. Hang on, it's all. Is it Mixlr.com? Yeah, it is Mixlr.com/RogueTwoMedia. You can join us in the chat room there. You can also Skype in on the Skype, which is Elton McManus. I think I have to phone Lee now, so I will do that in a second. Give me 1 second, mate. And yeah, you can join us there. You can join in for the chatting. There's loads of people. There's actually loads of people in the chat room. Wow, I wasn't prepared for that. That's
You weren't prepared for actual listeners.
no, it wasn't. No, it always flummoxes me that people actually do come along and listen to this. So, but yeah, it's got right. I'm going to try and add Mr. Metcalf into this. Are you there, sir?
Yeah, I'm here. Hello.
Hooray!
Hiya.
Hello.
I just thought, you know, if you're down one black dogger because he's fucking useless, I thought I'd help with the moaning.
You
But
always.
that's not really in your skill set, though, Lee. Moaning.
No, really, it's kind of a bit of a stretch. I'll be honest.
Yeah.
With you.
No, you're always welcome on, mate. You know that.
Thank you very much. I won't hang around for long because I was going to just listen while finishing off my Logan picture.
Mm-hmm.
So I was just going to jump in and start off, seeing as you have unreliable hosts.
I wouldn't say unreliable. It's kind of the norm, so it's more expected.
It's not called the Shonky Lab for nothing.
Yeah, I know, but he's reliable in his unreliability, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, true.
Yeah,
True.
There you go. So, yeah. Well, that's the first thing. Unreliable fucking hosts.
So Lee, do you have some experience of this?
You know what? Funny enough, I do. You know, it's really odd. You kind of set up some times, and you kind of check in advance, and you send emails out, and get on a little Facebook hidden messagey thing so you can check that all you guys are ready. Everyone's ready. And then about 5 minutes to go, you get a little message going through going, so what time do you want me round then? I just, I just thought I'd throw that out there for a moan.
I mean, is there any one particular host that you have this problem with, or is it a general thing?
Well, it does tend to be sort of like one or two sort of regular offenders, I think.
Right.
So
right. Mr. Owl, obviously.
Oh, Mr. Owl's always a bit of a gig. You'll read out something and then it says "and Mr. Owl," and then you hear for an hour Jim sort of trying to wrestle him into. But
I mean, he's probably quite reliable considering the amount of rehab clinics that he spends his time in.
Well, there is that. I mean, if it's going to be, if you're going to need, if you're going to need that much alcohol in your system just to function in a day, I guess you.
and that's just Jim.
Yeah, but enough about Jim. But another thing I was going to say, because I noticed this the other day, because someone made an absolute horrific mistake, and I shall name no names because I'm pretty sure they cleared it all up before it happened.
Okay.
But it's another moan of mine, but it's not really a moan. But it's like, why, if you got a porn site, why on earth do you have buttons that say share? Who's going to sit there knocking one out to Grand Prix and then suddenly go, you know what, I better share this on Facebook?
I think they do it just to fuck with you.
And clearly someone that I know, and I don't know how many people would know because I don't know about the shared groupings of people, but did exactly that. They clearly had vinegar strokes and hit share. And next thing you know, this thing popped up and it's like, what? And then it vanished as soon as it arrived. It was like, what the fucking hell is that?
Which site put up was it on April Fool's Day or something, so that if you went on there, the page that opened up said like you've shared this on Facebook or something like that?
I have no idea. And even if I did, I wouldn't.
So I hear.
Allegedly.
Asking for a friend.
Yeah. I'm sure, but it was probably Ollie Peters that told me about it. Just throwing more people under the bus now.
Yeah, that's right. When that button came up and it said Wurzel's porn, I just thought, Ollie, come on. There's no need for that. So that's one moan. And another thing I've got is I don't know. I've got a Cineworld card at the moment, and I've been going to a lot of films in short space of time.
I'm very jealous of that.
Well, it's been pretty good so far. The hit rate's been fairly good, but I was going to say there's an advert for BT which involves a fucking budgerigar doing, and a girl, a little cute girl goes, "This is Buddy. Buddy's going to do a little trick for you." And then the budgie just like fucks off. And then this twinkly little music plays. And you keep cutting back to the granddad watching the Skype video call. And the kid's running around chasing after the budgerigar. And eventually it lands and does a little trick. And then the girl goes, "I love Buddy." And then the granddad, for no apparent reason whatsoever, goes, "Oh, you're welcome, my love." You're like, what the fuck was all that about? It's just like, fuck Buddy, fuck him. He's not very well done. And poor old granddad, he's at the last knockings of his life, and he's watching his granddaughter run around after a budgerigar while burning up his data time.
Was the problem here people smiling and being happy?
Yeah, and cute animals. Why?
There's no need for it, is there?
It simply isn't. There's no need to have cute animals and cute children and an old person all watching a fucking untrained budgerigar go around the house while music goes ting 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 ting.
So what film was it that you're going to watch?
Well, that
was
one.
It?
Yeah, it was actually. and then Mother. It was on for Mother as well.
Right. Okay.
except it got played 3 times at Mother. They couldn't wait for people to just turn up, or it was part of the psychological torture of the film.
So is the gripe that particular advert, or is it just that cinemas show far too many adverts?
Well, it's that particular advert in particular, but also there's another one which is to do with the Halifax in general. You know the Halifax?
Yeah.
They've been doing all these things with, like, you know, Top Cat trying to get a mortgage.
Oh, yes. Yeah,
yeah.
They got the Hanna-Barbera stuff, haven't they?
That's right. And then in the cinema, they do a version in the cinema where they do outtakes, and they think it's funny.
Of the Top Cat one?
Well, no, they're doing one with Scooby-Doo at the moment.
Okay.
And basically, the Scooby-Doo, he's being chased. Scooby and Shaggy are being chased by a mummy, and then they fall into the Halifax. And then, for no discernible reason, the bank manager says, "Oh well, you can get a bank account, and you can not only have a bank account, but also, you know, you can get money back on your transfers, which means you can buy food." And like Scooby and Shaggy are like, "Oh yeah, that's a really good idea." And then what happens is after that, it cuts to the advert ending, and then it goes black, and then all of a sudden in the cinema version you get outtakes, which is showing you the same scene again, but with a hilarious outtake. But the problem is they filmed a live action bloke in the Halifax, and they obviously didn't have time to film him again. So he's still doing the nodding, which he was doing before to the characters when he's answering one of their questions. So
is it fake outtakes?
Yeah, it's fake outtakes. And so firstly, it's fake outtakes, which is shit.
Yeah.
And secondly, it's an outtake where you can actually see this bloke. He's looking at a ball on a fucking stick, and he's just nodding because the director's going, "Now nod." And he does that. And it looked okay when he's talking to the characters, but when it's all supposed to be going wrong, and you hear all these people going like that, it's like the bloke's still nodding. He's like, "You're using that piece of old footage again, you cheap bastards," and it looks like shit because now Scooby-Doo's fallen off a sofa and the bloke's still nodding. And he's like, "Fuck off!" So yeah, I get a bit wound up with that, and then you have to laugh because it goes Scooby-Dooby-Doo, and I just see my childhood just go up in flames.
See, the Cineworld near me doesn't do that many adverts. They do a lot of film trailers.
Well, you're
not many adverts.
Yeah. Oh dear, yeah. No, it's all fucking. You go, well, like I say, Mother started at 6:10, and then at like 7:05, I'm still sitting there looking at adverts for a fucking budgeriggar and a grandparent waiting for the life to leave his eyes while he's using Skype.
Maybe that's it then, because I give Southampton Cineworld about 15-20 minutes from their start time before I actually go in.
Yeah, no.
That's probably why I haven't seen this work of genius.
Well, yeah, it's been on telly. The Buddy one's been on telly. I love Buddy. Fuck off.
Right, 1 second. I'm just going to add Darren to this.
Oh, I'm off.
Oh, that's going to make things better, isn't it?
Hang on a minute. Hang on.
Can you hear me? Prediction.
Hello.
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 Oh, you're on here as well.
No, I'm not.
No, you're not. No, you're just a disembodied voice.
Not me. I'm not doing anything. I'm moaning about Buddy the Budgeriggar, and then I was going to fuck off.
Do you know what about animation and outtakes?
Mm-hmm.
I can't stand the outtakes that they do in animations.
That's because you've got no soul.
Because I feel that, okay, if you had time to do outtakes, then didn't you have time to do more of the film?
Actually, no, there is a problem with them. You're right, is that they're usually funnier than the film.
Yeah.
If an animated film needs to have loads of outtakes, that's usually because it was shit and they've just got a load of jokes they couldn't fit in to make it a good film, so they just shoved them on at the end.
Yep, that's it. That's the truth right there. Truth.
Yep. Because they've run out of ideas. That's why.
Yeah, let's have that microphone hilariously fall into shot again. Just like the old films.
Good
exactly.
Lord.
It just doesn't mean anything. It's just dumb and stupid. And no, you should have put that effort into the film that was crap that I just sat through and watched.
Yeah, you're talking about the Emoji Movie again, aren't you?
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Did you see that?
I did, yes, and I still
Have you
haven't
all
seen
seen it?
Dunkirk.
My God.
Fuck off. See, that's another thing to moan about.
What, Dunkirk?
Yeah.
Why? How can you moan about it? It's fine.
Well, no, it's not Dunkirk I'm moaning about. It's when it's just people who haven't seen shit suddenly leaping up and declaring something that's crap, like a work of masterwork. It's the best thing ever. Like, really? Oh, right. Okay. So you think the best movie ever is is a film with, I don't know, fucking Adam Sandler and sort of that fat bloke from Paul Blart Mall Cop, and you sit there going, right, and then you go, have you seen like the Godfather or no, I haven't. But
there's no time. There's loads of Adam Sandler films.
So many Adam Sandler films.
Yeah. So anyway, I just was finding out the moment about that. Really, fucking Buddy the BT Budgery guy can go fuck himself.
Whatever happened to him though?
Who, Adam Sandler?
No, the BT Budgie thing.
It's there.
But is that the real one that was from the adverts in the 80s?
Probably not. Probably not.
Dead.
Sorry to tell you this, Elton, but he's probably dead.
To break it to you, but budgies live about 5 to 10 years, not 30 to 40.
15 if they have a really posh bit of cuttlefish.
Yeah, if they got a really impressive mirror to sort of keep them sitting there like.
I'm just surprised. I'm reminded of cuttlefish with birds.
So there you go.
I have no idea who this budgie is or why he's having so much sort of like, stuff levelled at him. I'm pretty sure he must have been a bit of a git in his time.
Have you not seen this fucking thing, Dal? You've not seen
What's
it?
What's
that? The BT advert with the blue budgie. It's going to be on a fucking little roller skate, and there's this poor old sod living in his last days in some sort of like care home, and then he's on Skype, and his granddaughter has got an iPad, and basically following this budgie as it does a runner out the window, and then
I've not seen that. He sounds like a bit of a git.
He is a git, and then he lands, and he does the fucking trick, which is just standing on a rolling skateboard. And he does it, goes down there, and then you get this really, it makes you almost want to fucking get an insulin shot. It's that saccharine. The girl goes, oh, I love Buddy. And there's this budgery guy on her shoulder, clearly pecking at some cuttlefish behind her ear.
In the bird's defence, I don't think you, Lee, could stand on a moving skateboard. Well,
in fairness, my skills with a skateboard are equal to that of a budgie.
Can I just ask? Okay, as the girl speaking, is the bird actually pecking at the back?
Yeah.
Yeah, because that's not a cuttlefish, mate. That's bits of her brain. Okay, the budgie's working the girl from behind. That's what it sounds a bit dodgy, I know, but it's not that kind of working.
No, not that kind of working girl. Not with a small.
It's it's like the fucking Wizard of Oz. Pay no attention to the budgery guard behind the curtain.
Yeah, but then at the end she goes, "I love Buddy," and then the fucking old bloke clearly watched like whole percentages of his life disappear while she scrambles around the house. Goes, "That's okay, my beautiful girl." It's like I'd just be sitting there going, "Do you know how long I've got left to live?" Wasted it on this bird.
Not long enough.
No,
it's the budgie, mate. Have you never had somebody hack your Facebook account? As in, like, when you've gone to the loo, somebody takes your phone and then they put in things like, I'm a Justin Bieber fan or something like that, and then puts it up on your wall. It's that. It's like Facebook hacking, except it's brain hacking.
Right. Okay. Well,
So it's the budgery guard saying, "I love Buddy." It's like, yeah, that's right. It's like Hypnotoad.
Yeah. Frog Stompers saying, "Can't wait for me to have grandkids." I can. But the Patreon hopefully will be up and running by then. I can pay for them.
Yeah, send them to school.
Yeah. That's it, really. That's all I got to moan about at the moment. Oh, except for hold on, in the fucking office, in the office where I work right now, someone has got this weird fucking fetish for getting hold of coffee. We got a coffee machine that brews coffee in the old sort of big old jug, and they pour out the coffee till there's about half a millimeter of coffee left in the jug, and then they put it back on the heater and then fuck off. So you come back in, and not only do you not have any coffee, but what you've now got is a thick layer of bitumen on a burnt glass. And it feels like it's about a second away from bursting into flames. And I'm sitting there sort of going, fucking cunt, as I'm trying to fucking scrape this fucking toffee off the bottom of the fucking bowl. Every fucking day. And then I leave it. And you know what? Yesterday, I left it. I thought, you know what? I'm going to leave this. Fuck helping any of those Aaron suit wearing jumpered bastards. Fuck them. And I thought, right, bollocks, I'll leave it. And I left it. And do you know what? It stayed there all day.
Of course it does.
And then I came back 4 o'clock. I thought, fuck it, I need some coffee. I scraped the fucking thing down, which had now turned into powder. It was that burnt. It turned into powder. I put a pot of coffee in there. I went to the loo. It was pouring coffee out when I went to the loo. Came back. Half the jug had gone within a minute. By the time I got back to the loo, the jug had basically gone down by half.
And with that, they've won.
Because they were one for me.
You know what you need to do? You need to rig a small explosive to the actual coffee pot.
Put gravy in
you
there.
You can have it. You can, you can shit yourself laughing when you hear the small explosion from the kitchen and the cries of pain.
Oh.
And the entire of central London being shut down.
Yeah.
Yeah, as the police kick the door in.
But you've got a perfect excuse to your defence.
Down.
Yeah.
Yes, miss. Put the coffee down. Put it down. Don't let the granules burn.
I've had the same sort of experience, right? Okay, now I like to eat porridge in the morning, so I put enough water in the kettle to boil up to make me porridge. I kick it off, fuck off, come back, and I've got 2 millimeters of water left in the kettle because some fuckers come along and made a cup of tea for him and the rest of the people in the fucking office, and they haven't filled the kettle up again.
Yep, that's it.
Cheeky fucks.
Yep. Deacon Duck's in the chat and he says, to cheer everyone up, did you know that Alien Covenant's on DVD and it costs a flipping tenner?
Oh, well, thanks for that.
Yeah. Thanks.
I'm like, for £10, I'm going to buy 2.
Yeah, thanks. Fuck you very much, Duck. And obviously, you can go right beside your Adam Sandler collection that you've got. Anyway, right, that's it. Now I'm going to go off and doodle and listen to you lot moan, but I might come back later.
Okay, yeah.
But
how is your picture coming along, by the way?
I've done his ear. His ear is finished.
Yep.
Whose ear? Whose ear?
Logan's.
I am.
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah, and I'm gonna start on some rain now and some forestry stuff as well.
Ooh.
Stuff.
So then, I just wanted to do that. But like I say, seeing as the first moan was like unreliable, podcast hosts, I thought
Really?
Yeah. I had one or two things to say. I couldn't. I just.
I bet you did.
Yeah.
They were talking about Jim, Darren.
Yeah, I bet they were.
Yeah. It's always Jim.
Yeah, it's always
Jim. It's always Jim.
Fucking.
And there's that other shady bloke as well we got on the Black Dog. I can't remember his name there, but yeah.
What,
yeah.
Lee?
Yeah, fuck him.
Yeah, fuck
I'm
him.
just ducking down.
Fuck that Mixlr bloke.
I wouldn't trust him. Anyway, right, that's it for me.
Okay,
And now I've covered for that dodgy bloke who hasn't turned up, and hopefully his internet isn't going to get eaten by a cat. We'll be off.
Yeah, the cat may have to put the internet down later on. We never know. We shall soon see, though, I'm sure.
Yeah. Well, I've killed 30 minutes of your podcast. I'm off now.
Okay. See you, mate.
Killed.
Cheers. Bye.
Bye.
There we go. He's gone.
Lee Medcalf.
Yay!
Mr. Happy of
free.
Bromley.
Hello, Darren.
Yes. Hello.
You all
How
right,
you
mate?
doing? I'm fine now.
So what was... Have you got any gripes getting home, then? Because...
Have I got any gripes getting home?
Were you late for any reason, or is it just the natural Darren fashion?
No, it's not a natural Darren fashion. There was a mate of mine whose birthday it was. I had to go and drop his present off to him. So I stayed for a couple
inconsiderate bastard.
I know I am, aren't I?
Not
So
you, him.
him, yes. Fuck it. How dare he be bored on a certain day? I dropped his present off, had a couple of Cokes, and then came out to go home.
Cool. So you're
there we
doing
go.
this on your phone?
I'm doing this on my phone. How's it sounding? Is it sounding all right?
Yeah, sounds fine. Not a problem. Whereabouts
Excellent
in the
stuff.
house
I'm hooked
are
up
you?
to the Wi-Fi. I'm in the living room. I'm about 5 foot away from the actual the router. So I'm doing this over Wi-Fi at the moment. So it's not a wired connection or anything.
Yeah.
So this is Skype on my phone. So I like this. This is great. It works lovely.
It sounds good, mate. It sounds good. We haven't really done much. We've had Lee filling in for you, and then that was it, really.
That's all, yeah.
Yeah. Lee, have you had any gripes yet? I don't think you've done anything.
No,
we're here to have a
no,
proper
not
moan
really.
because we did this a year ago, and we're supposed to do the second part sooner than this. So here we are, ready to have a good old gripe.
But we wanted
Did
to
we-
give
did-
Darren more time to collect moans.
Yeah.
Did we actually have a moan last year, or did we find it was actually we started agreeing on stuff? I think we were too happy, weren't we? So I remember now.
We started off that way,
Yeah,
and then it soon snowballed into moaning about everything.
it certainly does. It certainly does. Yes,
Yeah.
or it certainly did. I should say, diddly do. There you go.
Right.
So moaning, griping about stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. First one. Because
I can almost hear you
First one.
rolling up your sleeves.
Yeah, I can hear the
Yeah.
paper as it unfurls onto the floor. The list
Oh.
of stuff he's got to moan about.
It's a fashion thing again, right?
Oh,
I
it's
just-
it's Milan Fashion Week.
Yeah. I don't give a toss.
Google told me this. Why did Google tell me this? I have no interest in Milan Fashion Week whatsoever. And getting a notification on my phone saying, "Hey, it's Milan Fashion Week." Fuck off, Google.
Fashion, yeah. No, this is it's about a guy that gets on my train in the morning, right? No matter how dark it is, he's always wearing fucking sunglasses. Every fucking time.
Does he have a well-trimmed and looked after beard?
He's trying to go for that sort of like. So in fact, he actually had a Jacques Chirac book in his hand he got on as well. So he's probably the sort of person that watches a lot of old black and white French movies.
Would he approve of being served chips and they'd have to be sweet potato chips as well? They couldn't just be normal ones.
Yeah, but you'd have to serve them with subtitles, because anything without subtitles is it's actually classed as a lesser film.
Would he like to be served pommes frites in a bucket?
Pommes frites, yes,
them
he
as
would,
well.
Yeah, yes. So
Pommes frites in a
yeah,
buckwheat.
he just stands there. He doesn't read the book. He's not reading the book. He's standing there with his sunglasses on, looking disaffected out of a window while he's
Does he
holding
sigh occasionally?
the book. I think so. It's
Does he
like,
go-
I'm waiting for him to put the back of his hand against his forehead and, oh, woe is me.
This sounds like a
My life.
Constable painting.
It does, doesn't it? I mean, if you just shorten the word constable, okay, that's the sort of painting it is.
That's weird. Why would you do that?
So,
I don't know.
so is it the sunglasses that bug you, or the book, or the whole thing? Because maybe he's a multi-million artist. I don't know. Maybe he's a rock god.
I'll tell you,
Where does he get on the train?
He gets on the train and stands right in front of me because I stand in the doorway. He gets on at fucking Blackheath. There we go. That's enough. That will tell you lots.
He might be a rich artist then.
Well, I'll tell you what he did this morning, right? And what I can't get my head around, right, is fashion that doesn't make any sense whatsoever. He gets on. He's got this big, thick bomber jacket on, right? Leather bomber jacket. It actually looks quite nice. And then I look down, and he's got a pair of linen trousers that are halfway up the calf of his fucking leg. And it's like, and he's wearing espadrilles or something. And it's just, why did you bother putting on the big fucking coat? If you're that cold, then surely you must be freezing down there. You're wearing a sheet of paper, you twat. You know, what is the point? What is the point of you? I don't understand. You make no sense. There is no logic to your dress sense.
You should ask him this tomorrow morning.
In the chat room, we have Drew and Jack saying maybe he's blind.
No. Well, maybe he is. Well, maybe he's just got...
He'd still feel the cold. He'd still know to put some jeans on.
Why would he have a
book? Maybe he can't... Hey, listen, maybe he can't afford his electricity bill because that's why he gets dressed in the fucking dark. So, there you go.
But he's not reading the book, Elton, remember? He's just holding it.
It's just for effect, is it?
And sighing.
Maybe he thinks his sunglasses are actually his proper reading glasses, and he walks out the door and goes, oh, fuck, I put the wrong ones on. And it's every morning. He's like, oh, guess me every time. And he's too ashamed or too cool to turn around and walk back in.
Can't go back out.
Then everybody will know that he's fucked up. Yeah, so I've got to go.
Is that why maybe he wears this big jacket because he's got his sunglasses on and he keeps thinking, oh, it's dull again.
Maybe he picks up the wrong book every morning. Maybe he picks up the wrong book. Maybe he's picking up the big ABC book of crayon colouring or something. That's what he's going for. But he picks up the Jacques Chirac book. It's like, fuck, I can't colour this in.
Jack says it's Braille. There we go.
It's Braille.
Yeah. Can you colour in Braille?
I don't know. Can you?
It'd be really difficult to stay within the lines, I think.
Are you going to tell me he can feel colours? He's so cool, he can feel colours.
As long as it's black.
Can he taste sound as well? I'm really liking the flavour of your tune there, mate. Whoa. Yeah, It's really getting me juices flowing, that is.
Wait, okay, you talking about clothing, it's just triggered something in my mind. But bearing in mind, guys, people that are listening to this on the podcast and live, I have no reference of what we spoke about last time. So if we tread over old ground, I'm very sorry and tough. So
I think we've immediately gone at hipsters.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure we did this last time.
Sort of.
Yeah.
But anyway, the clothing thing. Indoor clothing outside really bugs me.
Indoor clothing outside? Yes. Have you seen these people that walk around? They go to the shop in their fucking dressing gown and a pair of slippers and pyjamas.
Yeah.
That annoys the fuck out of me. It's like, make a fucking effort, you lazy fucks.
There used to be, when I used to live around the corner from you, Darren, there used to be a lady who, when I was on the bus going down Swingate Lane, there was a lady who used to run. There used to be a corner shop on my road, and she used to run down the road in just her towel. And she had two towels, one around her body and one around her head. And she did that every morning down Swingate Lane.
Why?
Is it just to dry off really quickly?
Maybe, but it didn't matter what weather it was. It's like she's always forgotten her paper.
Maybe she's Welling's one and only superhero. Maybe that's it.
Possibly.
Towel girl.
Yeah.
With a
I don't know, sort of like a Wonder Woman type character. I don't know. What can we call her? Toweling Tina.
That is the best that Welling can do for a superhero.
Yeah, it is. It's a woman who's got a towel she's put on her head and a towel she's wrapped around her body. It's like this is real kind of cheap costuming here.
Alan Wilby in the chat room says people in petrol stations in onesies. Oh man. Right, I particularly hate onesies. I haven't got a problem with people wearing onesies because they seem to have died out of fashion now. It was a thing to have, wasn't it?
I have one.
Yeah, it was, yeah.
It doesn't surprise
me. You keep it indoors. You keep it indoors, though.
I wear mine in the winter when it's cold.
But I've seen dads and mums picking their kids up from school in onesies. One particular man wore a Batman one as well. Now, wearing a onesie does not make one Batman.
How do you know?
Okay, he left his Batmobile at home.
maybe Batman's wearing a big onesie. Have you ever thought of that? Maybe it's not like a intricately stitched costume. Maybe it is just a fucking $8.99 Primark onesie that he's got on.
It's just the fact.
Is this Welling Batman?
No, this isn't Welling Batman. No,
this is Woolwich Batman. There's a Primark in Woolwich or Bexley Heath Batman.
But it's just the fact that people actually think that that's acceptable to walk out their front door either in their slippers, which people in supermarkets with slippers on. What the hell is that about?
I know.
That
I don't know.
It is a thing of joy to see.
Is this always in the morning, or do you get it throughout the day?
This is all day. I've seen people shopping in supermarkets all day with their slippers on, and it's one of them. Oh, there's a person with their slippers on, and then it's all the realization of anger comes over me. Like, okay, why have you got your slippers on? Did you drive in your slippers to get here? I don't understand.
I just want to tell them to make a fucking effort. To just make a fucking effort.
Yeah,
but if you're only going across the road for a pint of milk, does it matter?
Yes.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, it does. I would never go down the shop in a fucking pair of pajamas. Right, the shop it's like about a minute walk from my front door. Right, I would never walk out the front door to go to the shop in my fucking pajamas. The only time I'd walk out the front door in my pajamas is A, my fucking flat's on fire, or 2, I'm just taking the rubbish out to the bins, and that's it. That's
taking
the only
rubbish
time.
out, I can deal with. That's all right, because you're still on your property.
That's correct. You are.
Once you venture over that threshold of from property to public highway, then no.
Yeah, that's it.
That's wrong.
That is wrong.
The Frog Stomper says that she's been to the shops with her slippers on, but it was an accident.
Was it? What? Did she trip over and fall into the slippers? Yeah. Is that what it is? Oops.
How can it be an accident? That's crazy. Ask her. Find out.
How was it an accident? Come on. Pray tell.
Yeah, come on.
We'll wait.
Yeah. Oh, no, we are indeed waiting. But
no pressure.
I've seen people in the supermarkets, and it befuddles me. And so indoor clothing outdoors is a wrong one as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, it is. It is a big wrong one.
Yeah. Lee, have you got anything that you'd like to add to this?
What to the subject of clothing outdoors?
Yeah, you seem like
indoor
the man
clothing
that would
outdoors.
Do it.
Why do I seem like the man that would do it?
I imagine that you've been in a dressing gown outside at some point.
No, sorry.
No.
The closest I've done is like if I've got some shorts that I use for like running and things that I've just picked up off the floor and gone out to the shop around the corner. But actual onesies and stuff like that. No. You've got to wear outdoor clothes.
Right.
Sorry to disappoint you.
No, that's fine. It's fine.
But
we're watching you, Lee. We're watching you.
I can believe that.
Yep.
Do we have an answer yet as to how you accidentally wear slippers outside?
Yes, I only realised that I was wearing my slippers whilst I was in the shop.
That is a distinct lack of class.
And an answer, really. How the hell did you get across your door with your slippers on?
Yeah, some people.
I know, some people. Let's just end that sentence there. Some people.
I was trying all day to think about what have I got to moan about, but the way things have gone since the last time we did this episode is it all just boils down to other people.
As in the general
It
public.
does.
And I just can't figure out what specifically it is now. It's just the amount of idiocy that you see daily.
It is, and it's. Oh, here we go. I'm going to start getting serious now. I've got the whole fucking X Factor speech queued up. It's society getting dumber.
Yeah.
And getting lazier. Right. I'll tell you for what.
Definitely lazier.
It's getting lazier, and it's people's. Well, I'm not saying everybody's lazy. I'm not saying everybody. There are people out there who don't have really cool aspirations to do stuff. Right. But there's a growing trend now where a lot of people want to take the easy way out, the really easy way out, and they look at things like X Factor, right, as a way of maybe getting themselves out of their situation. Unlike some people that will actually go for a trade or go for a skill, a proper skill, rather than making a tit of themselves on some fucking program for 18 weeks on ITV.
It's always ITV.
Yeah, it's always ITV. But it's that providing that easy way out, and it's a dumbing down, I think. It's a dumbing down of society.
So is Simon Cowell to blame for a lot of this then?
Simon Cowell's a very clever man.
Yeah.
He really is. This is why he's made so much money. He's thought of this idea. I've watched the X Factor before, and I can see when those special acts, I've seen like the videos on YouTube when it says, "Oh, this man walked on stage looking like a banana, but he sang and he sounded like an angel." It's you see that suddenly the pound signs come up in his eyes. You can always see it's that one look that Simon Cowell always gives. You can see he's working out the financial aspects of this person who's just walked up on stage. How much can I make out of him? It's always the same.
But he also he also makes money out of the other side of things when you have.
Yes. Well, here we go. Let's take how every year there's this campaign to stop the latest X Factor record from getting to number one at Christmas.
Yeah.
Yep.
Right now, it was a couple of Christmases ago. And I'm not sure how true this is, but if this is actually completely 100% true, then I am not surprised. Doesn't surprise me at all. It didn't matter what happened. Simon Cowell still wins because there was I think it was Hallelujah. It was Alexandra something or other, Burke, I think her name is.
Yeah.
She was a winner one year, and she came out with Hallelujah. And there was this big campaign to get Killing in the Name Of by Rage Against the Machine as a number one.
Yeah.
And apparently the money from that would have gone to Cowell anyway, because something about rights or something like that. I can't remember.
The rights to that.
Yeah, it was either that record or it was something else. But yeah, it was found out that he actually had his finger in that pie as well. So it's.
But that always happens with those kind of campaigns, though, doesn't it? I mean, you get like, what was the one about the masks? Do you know the what's the comic book adaptation, The Guy in the Mask?
That's funny. That is because you've
Which
got when they had the big riots in London.
Yes,
and they had a lot of people. I said when it was the Takeover London a few years ago.
Yeah.
The sort of like the disaffected people moved into the centre of the city, and basically there were all kinds of people there. It was it actually was quite a good atmosphere. Because we were all told to come in jeans and trainers and stuff that day, so we didn't look like people who worked in in IT in a bank.
Yeah,
and it kind of was like a big festival. I remember walking out of work, and it was actually not a bad night. There were some arseholes there. There really were. I mean, there were some fucking great big arseholes in that crowd. Who had gone so far left, they'd gone right.
That happens all the time these days as well.
What's that?
People going so far left, they've gone right.
Oh, yes. Yeah, there is that a lot now.
But anyway,
you see that a lot in the news.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's the whole protesting. They were wearing those masks, the V for Vendetta masks.
That's
and
it.
They were using that. They were using that to protest against things like big finance and multi corporations and stuff like this. Yeah. When they're actually buying something that's actually feeding the machine that they're trying to fight against.
All these corporations thinking, "Oh, brilliant! We can market this."
Yeah, it's not like they made those masks themselves. They've got it at Forbidden Planet. Yeah, they've got it at Forbidden Planet and paid $6.99 to DC Comics. Yeah, right, to buy that mask. So you've just fed another big corporate machine. You fucking knobs. Why not just make your own one? Paper mache. Come on now, it's simple.
That would have been better, wouldn't it?
It would have been.
And creepier.
People make their own masks. Yeah, and creepier. So.
But nobody wants to actually protest against things these days. They just want that quick fix. They just want to press like on a Facebook page to some statement.
Necessarily. I went to a protest myself a couple of years ago. Oh, it was last year actually. I was stood outside Parliament with everyone else. I mean, I've not really been on any protest marches or anything like this.
Did you have a sign that said "down with this sort of thing"?
I did do, yeah. It was something along those lines. But it was
careful now, yeah.
Exactly. It was to protest against Trump coming over to the UK and being treated. I think it was being treated to a state visit, which is only given to certain individuals. Mm. And really, he didn't deserve it because he'd done nothing. Mm. So yeah, that's why I went there, to protest against that. And I stood out with everyone else, and there were lots of speakers, and it was actually, again, a good night. Very peaceful. Everybody left. Nobody got hurt.
And you had your V for Vendetta mask on?
No, I didn't. I was stood there in my work clothes, holding this placard. So because they had loads of free placards. I just picked one up. I'll have that.
I didn't look good.
Yeah,
I just waved it.
And then I looked at it at the end. It said, the end is nigh." It's like, fuck, I picked up the wrong one.
And the placard makers rejoiced.
And they certainly did, yeah. The corporate machine, the placard makers, was on the roll again.
There's that film. Have you seen that film Flood? I think it is, where a massive tidal wave or lots of water end up in London and flooding all of London. And suddenly everyone is out on the rooftops of London with placards saying, "Save me and help me." And you think, did you come to work with that placard just in case? Or did you find that stuff?
A government ruling in 2006 made it mandatory that every new building in London has to have a rooftop supply of wood, poster paint, and nails and hammers, so that you can make those. It's true. It's the same with from the same book of facts as the thing about the submarines and Radio 4.
Brilliant. Right, I'm going to moan about Uber drivers, or not Uber drivers, but the Uber cab that I had to get in.
So you're not moaning about Uber. just this one specific example?
I think this is my second time in an Uber cab, and it's not like I'm getting into a special cab at all. It's just another car. But this journey was from the shindig that we had for the Black Dog 2 weeks ago now.
Or the can. Yeah.
Or the can,
you
yeah.
were driving in.
Yeah. Spelling mistake, mate. Spelling mistake. Although it's infinitely more funnier than cab. But I jumped in a cab, and I didn't realise this until we'd already got into the cab, and we was picking up strangers on the way. Which was
the partial. It's the one where it makes the journey cheaper.
Is this a new thing, or has this been going around for a little bit, quite some time?
No, it's always been. It's an option.
Oh, is it?
It's an option. We can add extra people in.
Is it like a topping?
Yeah.
Is it honestly an option? So you can. It's a checkbox, is it?
Yeah, it is when you book the cab. Yeah.
Oh wow!
Hang on. Does this mean that Laura checked that box without consulting you?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That was. She said, "Are you getting a cab, or would you like to get a cab?" I went, okay, yeah, why not?
She didn't say, "Would you like to get a cab with complete strangers?"
No, that was not an option. I didn't have any tick boxes to actually tick. It was just
outrageous.
a case of jump in there. Well, I didn't mind, and we.
You were very brave, Elton.
I was very brave indeed.
Yeah.
I had my big face on.
What, is it like the size of a dinner plate? Did you have that one on? Like,
Well, nobody has dinner plates anymore, Darren. It's just a block of wood.
A slate.
It's London's other superhero, Plate Face.
Anyway, we was in this cab, and it was designated we got to go pick people up because we're going back to Welling, and these two people wanted to go back to Lewisham. And so we were diverted, picked these two people up, and they got in. They're younger than both of us. And it was, hello, what do we do? You're strangers, and we're strangers, and that's, okay, we'll go with it. And they got in, and like, we wanted to try something different and get a cab with strangers. And so...
And then is that when the Marvin Gaye started kicking in? You're like... Elton's sort of terrified little face at the back window as he pulls away from the shindig, banging like
clawing at the window.
Let me out!
I look like Garfield stuck to the window.
Yeah.
In fact, Laura's not very far from me now.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll tell her you're telling the story about the can.
Well, Laura being Laura, she tried to speak to these people. And it's a God-given right to do that as well. And I was sat there, and I'm not very good at that sort of chit-chat, and so I was just going to go along with it, and I was a little bit drunk as well.
Let me see if I can get hold of her. Laura? Oh, I think she's busy. Never mind.
So was it like this sort of young couple, and was it you on the back seat, Elton?
Yeah, that's right, yeah.
With this young couple sort of making out with each other.
No, they weren't making out, no.
And you pressed as hard as you can against the window, just staring out of the window, trying to not look at what was going on.
Did you secretly cop a look though?
No, I didn't. No, they weren't doing anything. They were just sat there in silence. And
really?
Well, Laura was trying to talk to them, and
I bet one of the four of you asked the driver if he'd been busy that night.
Oh no, I would never do that.
I bet you did, but one of you did.
Has anybody got into your cab naked? Do you like gladiator films?
Oh dear. But it was just a very uncomfortable ride with these people
I bet it was.
trying out this thing that they wanted to do with strangers and yet not interacting with the strangers. And so
there are
sat
some
there.
parties that are like that, you know.
Sorry?
I said there are some parties that are like that.
Yeah.
Oh, hold on. I think Laura's coming out. Hold on. Laura, that Elton's just telling the story about the cab ride you took home from the shindig with the couple. Do you have a comment you would like to make on that?
They were interesting.
Yeah. Can you hear this? Can you actually?
Not really, no.
You can't? All right, that's not a problem. So they were interesting.
They were interesting.
They were interesting, yes.
Is that inverted commas, interesting?
No, it's a genuine, they were interesting. Oh, that was sarcastic, right? Oh,
There
it
we
was
go.
sarcastic. Hold on. So, like, they were a bit boring then. Yes, they were
Yeah,
boring.
they
There
were
you
boring.
go, ladies and gentlemen. The official word is they was boring in it.
Do you think there's another podcast going on right now with this couple talking about these two weirdos?
I think that there is, but it's inside their heads. That's what it is.
Well, they sat like robots.
Yeah, they're probably polishing their axes as we speak.
Yeah, it's probably they might have been sex bots. Maybe
Oh, yes,
they could have
they
been
might have been.
on a secret mission.
To
What?
have sex?
Not with each other, because that would be just be weird.
That would be a massive waste of the technology, really, wouldn't it?
Yeah, no, to have sex with white goods. So we're going to find a fridge to molest.
It's like when you buy a computer game and then just let it play itself. Just sit there watching it. Although, to be honest, there's probably people
do that a lot.
would enjoy that. I don't know.
'Cause you sound like you're a man of experience.
I
That's
don't
concerned.
know.
You sound like you
Not
wandered
rather,
around.
I don't know.
You sound like you wandered around arcades as a young teen and just pretended that you were playing the demo mode.
Yeah,
Look at
Just
me,
like
I'm
you-
really good, and it's just
I'm
flashing
cooler than me,
insert
yeah.
coin
Yeah,
constantly.
and then
yeah.
you're like, "Look, watch me," and then the scoreboard comes up and just rolls through.
Yeah, I didn't want to play anyway.
That's me at the top. I totally just got that. Yeah. I was cool. My mum said I was special.
You are special, Lee. You're very special.
Thanks.
That's all right. It's not a problem. Oh, he's happy because he's special.
Yeah.
I'm on the Shonky Lab. I'm special.
Cheers, mate. Cheers. Darren, have you got anything else like another one of your lists?
Have I got something on the on my list?
Yeah.
Let's have a quick think now. What? Yeah,
Maybe just go to the filing cabinet.
yeah. Something that's been annoying me recently, and I think this is a recent trend. It's on the trains, right? Pull in to a station. Say like I go to Grove Park or I go to Cannon Street, and it takes the driver. The train has stopped and it's sat there at the station, and it takes him 30 seconds to press the door release. We're all standing there, all crowded up against the door, waiting to go, and it's just like, the fuck are you doing? Just the fucking train stopped moving. Just press the fucking button. It's not going anywhere.
And the worst part of that is when you're at the front, so there's loads of people behind you, and it's like, it is my responsibility to get all you people off this train. And you're staring at the button, and it's not lighting up. You're like, come on.
That's right.
Do I lift my hand? Do I put my hand on the button and wait for it to turn on? Or do I leave it where it is and then only move towards it when it lights up? But then if you do that, someone behind you, they might think it's their responsibility to press the button. It's an absolute minefield.
It is. It's
Do you know what? I might not go outside tomorrow.
You're actually gonna go outside tomorrow.
No, I might not. It's too scary.
It's too much of a pain.
There's other people out there.
Yeah, there are. I mean, you know, we're gonna get mixed up with them.
No,
You really don't, because other people are shit.
Correct.
So, yeah.
But you were saying trains, doors.
Trains, doors. Yeah, no, it's that. It's this whole thing of why are you taking so long to press a release?
Yeah.
What's the big problem? What's the big deal? People got to get to work.
Have you seen at some train tube stations, I don't know if they're putting it throughout the whole network or not, but they've painted green markings for where the doors will be. So the tube train will pull up, and it's always a fun game to see if you can stand in front of the door. The train will stop with the door in front of you. And yet they've taken away that game now by putting green markings on some of the tube stations. So everyone knows where the door's going to be now.
There must be no enjoyment to be had in commuting in London whatsoever.
Well,
No, I think it's an actual necessity that all the joy is taken out of travel.
Absolutely.
It's law somewhere, I think.
Somebody has realised that you, Elton, were having some enjoyment from occasionally being in the right place where the door arrived, and that surprise and that game. So now they've gone, you know what? We can't have this. Similar to how they took away using actual money on the bus. So that now you've got to use... Yeah, exactly. So now you've got to use your contactless card. Once they ruin that for you, they've moved on to the door game and said, nope, you're going to know exactly where it is.
People have been travelling on the tube for years and years, and they know where to stand. And all the tourists that come along and don't know where to stand, they're caught out. And so the people that are normally using these tube trains have the upper edge on them, which I think, because they are, let's say, Londoners, they should have that upper edge. And painting green markings, the doors will stop here, that just destroys all of that knowledge straight away. And so everyone has a fair playing ground, which, in my eyes, is not fair. That's just...
So you're saying it's like... Sorry, go on.
You don't want it to be fair.
Well, some people want it to be. I don't think that should be fair. You've earned the right to know where that door will be.
Yeah.
Through decades of misery and suffering.
Yes.
And now anyone can just rock up and get on the train when they want to.
How dare they? Yeah.
Oh, talking about moaning, Theresa May's on the TV.
Oh, sorry, are we keeping you from something?
Yeah.
No, it's just another load of shit, isn't it?
Have they fired the nukes yet?
Rubbish. No, we're good for that. We're good for that.
Right.
Yeah, we're fine.
We might be able to get another Christmas in. Although I'm going on holiday next week, so I suspect it will happen this weekend.
All right, where are you going?
Spain, to some little Britain.
Right, okay.
So
the kind of place that has a Burger King and doesn't have any of Spain in it.
It's got an Irish pub in there as well, yeah.
Oh, yes, actually.
Yeah.
I mean, to be honest, I'm looking forward to it because it's not going to be pissing it down. But that's not what this show is about, is it?
No.
It's going to be rubbish. It's going to be full of British people.
Yeah.
That's not what you go abroad for.
What is the point of going to somewhere? Because I know there are some people who won't go to another country unless it's got like a British pub in it and, fish and chip shop.
Yeah.
What is the fucking point of that?
Come on, Lee, what's the point of that?
Fucking heathens. Yeah.
Well, it's not raining. It's going to be warm. I can just sit there in the warm.
Yeah,
and
but
not
don't you go out for paella?
Yeah, don't you go out to experience other cultures? When you go abroad,
right.
It's like you go out to experience other cultures. It's like you don't go down to Tesco's and expect to find Sainsbury's produce in there, do you? You go and you go to Tesco's to buy Tesco's stuff.
I was going to say that as well as that, I'm going to France this weekend. And then remember that I'm going to France to go to Cannes to see the history of the British invasion in the Second World War. So I'm just going to see more British history. So.
Yes.
Are you taking a big tin of pink paint? You're just going to paint all of Europe pink again?
Sure, why not? Well, Europe wasn't that pink, was it?
I've
Gibraltar. That was it, pretty much.
Right. There we go. There's my history lesson. Thank you very much.
But yeah, Spain. It's
So, right, if you get a McDonald's over there, you're dead to me.
But there's a Burger King, not a McDonald's.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
I've already been on Street View and having a look. I know where it is. It's fine.
Oh, you disgust me. You really do. You really do disgust me. You've got to go out and
You're a disappointment, Lee.
But it's not going to be at work. That is the benefit of this. It's nothing to do with where I'm going. It's where I'm not going to be.
Right.
Not at work with colleagues who are fucking useless. That's not true.
Is that because they listen?
Well, Lee, as a little surprise, we've actually got them as guests on this podcast. Say hello to Lee's work friends.
Hello.
Oh, they all seem to have gone. I did hear somebody mention something about a P45 on the way out, though.
It wouldn't be the first time. Yeah.
So
go
on, Darren.
Go on.
Sorry, mate.
I was going to say, so what else are we going to moan about now?
Well, I'm going to moan about people who have more ambition than substance.
Okay, what do you mean by that?
It's when
Tread
you're
very
trying
carefully,
to
because you are on the Shonky Lab here, by the way.
I'm treading
Yeah.
very. Are you saying that you've got more ambition than substance, Elton?
Well, some would say that, yeah.
You know, when you're trying to do something, particularly in job environments, and people just create more problems for you by trying to run too fast, trying to do something like amazing and make a name for themselves. So it's like, okay, the task is we need to take this circular block and put it in that circular hole. And you think, okay, I'm going to pick up this block and I'm going to put it in that hole. Task done.
Yeah.
But their idea is, why don't we take this hole and put it on a mountain with fireworks and streamers and other amazing things, and then tell everyone that that person did this thing, and everyone will think I'm brilliant. Yes, but have we put the circular thing in the hole at the end of all this? No.
That's what she
That
said.
doesn't matter. Yeah, but that doesn't matter because it's on the mountain and it's
I couldn't
amazing.
resist that. Well, thank you for that. Any questions? I have no idea what the fuck you were talking about. I really don't. But I'm enjoying not understanding.
I'm trying to tread very carefully because it's just something that's annoyed me specifically.
Just come out and say it plain straight. Come on.
Is this people trying to overcomplicate stuff?
Yeah, that works. That's good. For no reason other than just self-promotion.
Yes. Yeah, we get that a lot in our work.
Yeah.
People making new systems up that are supposed to be better than the old ones, but invariably the old ones actually work out better than the new ones because they haven't really bloody well thought about what they were doing.
No. And then they, as soon as it's, before it's even complete, they've buggered off to something else.
Yeah.
And you have to try and fix it.
Yes. There you go. Project leads or something like that. I don't know. Whatever you want to call them.
Yeah, exactly. That is pretty much exactly what I said about putting things in holes.
Yes.
I can't believe you didn't follow that, Darren.
No, I did.
Elton,
I said that.
People who can't follow simple explanations just annoy the life out of me.
Can I say Jobsworths instead then?
Yes.
I think that's something a bit different.
Yeah. Okay.
But yes, you can say it.
Yeah. Because they really do my head in for many, many reasons, because I'll turn up a building and I'll know the protocol of either signing in, getting a pass, going downstairs, getting signed in downstairs. Nowadays, you have to sign in about 3-4 times into buildings. And
Yes.
I get it. And because every section has to have notification of you being on site. Okay, fine. But then you have the jobs worth that before you even get downstairs to sign in and do all that other stuff, you'll walk in, and because it's their second day at the job, they're reading from the script that they've been given, and no, you can't have a pass until you've filled out the paperwork, which is downstairs. Okay, can I have the pass to get me downstairs? No. No, we needed to bring a man up to chaperone you downstairs to get the paperwork signed so you can come back up and get the pass.
But to get the man, what you've got to do is you've got to pick up a B129 form from the office over on the other side of the campus. But you can't do that because you've got to organise a pass to get on the minibus that you'll need to travel on to get through the security gate. But to get that pass, you've got to get the other pass, which allows you to get the pass that you really need for the bus.
You are spot on with that.
I am. It's Kafka. That's basically it. I think there's a story by Kafka that's all about that kind of thing. His stories are all about, a good few of them were about things like bureaucracy. There's a very famous one about a man who gets accused of a crime and he doesn't know what it is he's being accused of. And in the end, he gets let go anyway, but he goes through all this shit just to go through that, just to be let free anyway. They just let him go.
Yeah.
But so yes, there is that. He wrote some very strange stories as well. He wrote one about a bloke who turns into a giant cockroach. They made a film out of it as well. It's very, very weird. Very weird. But there you go.
Andy in the chat room says that fucking Jobsworths are the reason why Amber is still stuck in the US.
Damn right. That man's got a reason to hate fucking Jobsworth with a vengeance. That's a fucking sniper rifle and a bell tower job, that is. I'll tell you that now.
Especially in America, yeah.
Yeah, there you go. That's that's bad. That was bad.
Weren't they in France when that happened? Sorry, Andy, we're just talking behind your back, but in front of you, really.
Yeah. I can't remember now. It was something to do with the visa that Amber was on. And they said, don't worry about it, because in 3 months' time, you'll be able to reapply for it. And so they believed them. Now, because the visa that she had that had run out put a tick in a box on a system somewhere. Yeah. And because of that, that nullified the whole 3 month thing. And it was like, well, because we've got a flag on your account to show that your visa ran out or some stuff, you're going to now have to wait something like 18 months before you can actually reapply.
Gotcha.
And so Amber has been sort of like, I don't know if the word stranded is the right phrase, but she's been stranded in America for I think it's nearly 2 years now.
Yep, 2 years. Motherfucker.
There he is. He's in.
She didn't tick the box that said, are you or have you ever been part of the Nazi Party of Germany? It wasn't that box, was it?
Oh, I wish. I mean,
which they still have on the forms, apparently, in America when you go in there.
As Dan pointed out, it wasn't the problem in America. The problem was with our lovely border force. Now, it might have escaped your notice, but would you believe immigration's become something of a hot topic of recent years?
Really?
And one of the problems that kind of came out of that was, the government likes to be able to point at its sheets and saying, oh, yes, we're helping to stop immigration and bollocks like that.
Yeah.
Anyway, so one of the ways they do that is they like to be able to stop students coming into the country because it looks good on their forms. They look at the form and say, oh, look, we've stopped so many illegal immigrants coming to the country. You done bollocks, mate. What you've done is you stopped some students who, I don't know, maybe they were, they picked up a life, they've done there, or they've overstayed on the wrong visa, and you stop them because there's zero work required there whatsoever. So we were coming back from Paris. Amber's student visa had expired, and she was going to start a new course in September. And I'm sorry, everyone on the chat room. I'm going to get fucking sweary in this fucking bit.
You go for it. Go for it.
Yeah. Anyway, so she'd finished her first student visa, what have you, and she had like 6 months until the next student visa started, because the rules are you can't start a new visa while you're in the country, because fuck knows why. Anyway, so we knew we had to leave the country at the end of her student visa so she could stay as a tourist before applying for the second student visa. So we left the country, as was required, went to come back in, and the fucking job's worth right on the thing was like, "Oh, it says here that you've been working." And I was like, "Well, yeah, I was a student." And I go, "Yeah, it says here you work past the end of your student visa." "Well, yeah, but I was allowed to do that until the point I had to leave the country." "I don't know about this. It says you want to stay until September." "Well, yes, I've been accepted into a university. Here is my paperwork saying I've been accepted. Here is the fucking form saying I have the money to pay for the university. Here is my boyfriend who is saying I have accommodation, so I'm not going to be a drain on a fucking state for the next 6 months or need a job or anything like that. Can I please enter the country? Going to have to go speak to my boss." 5 hours later, and not a small amount of emotional distress, we're told, "No, you can't come in now." "But it's okay. Don't worry. All we're saying is you can't come in for the next 6 months. You can come back in September. That's fine." So quite irate, quite pissed off, but okay, fine. Got Amber a flight back to the US. Off she went. Fine. Roll around to September. Got all the paperwork done. Got our all the money and everything like that all sorted, that sort of thing. Went to apply. Denied entry. Why were we denied entry? Because we'd previously been denied entry, and you can't come back into the country for a year once you've been denied entry, which little Miss fucking Jobsworth declined to mention at the fucking time. Fucking up that bit. Effectively fucking up any chance of getting another student visa, because now she's been denied entry and she's fucking been denied a visa. Fucking pisses the fuck off, all because one fucking Jobsworth sitting in fucking Paris. So, you know what? Yeah, I've got a quota to meet this month, so I'm going to make sure I fucking tick that fucking box. Fucking cunts. The loss. Fucking what a force, I tell you, man. Pieces of fucking shit. They don't do their fucking work. They don't do any fucking work because it's far easier to sit in their fucking little booths in Paris or thing and just turn away American, Australian, Kiwi, South African students and anything like that, rather than doing any fucking proper to deal with the issue. No, it's easy to just like, "No, you can't fucking come in. You piss me off."
So you're not happy with them then?
Fuck you, that. You're not usually that astutely, but you picked up on that one.
We also have Jack Woodgate joining us as well.
Hello.
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 Can you hear me?
Hello, Jack. Hello, Jack.
I've got a story about chuggers.
Oh my fucking god.
Oh, don't you love them?
Scumbags.
Well, not specifically chuggers. A friend of mine called Danny. Now, I've had the permission to use this story off him. I was going to use it for the last Shout at Clowns. Danny is a big fella. He's well over 6 foot tall. He's size 16, 17 shoe. And he's a hefty fella. Now, he's out in Burton, and he gets stopped by a Weight Watchers rep. He starts asking him how many times does he go to McDonald's?
What?
Yeah. And then asks him to open his jacket so she may see his belly.
What?
There's no, you can't do that.
No, I mean, it's shocking.
It's just rude more than anything else.
Well, that's his story. But like chuggers do me head in all the time because you do feel guilty about not. I mean, charity is a good thing to do. I mean, but
yeah, but you can just say to Market Street in the centre of Manchester. I think they've banned them from there now. But at one time, you couldn't walk 10 metres without being accosted by 17 of them. But you just had to say to them, "Okay, what charity are you from?" "Yeah, I'll give the money direct to them," rather than go through all this nonsense.
Tracy in the chat room says, "Jack, is your mate Hagrid?"
He's a very Hagrid-like fella. He described himself as a Hagrid.
You wouldn't be able to push him over with size 17 shoes, would you?
No, he's I mean, he's a gentle giant, you know. If it'd been me, if it'd been me and they'd been that size, I'd just pick him up and throw him away. But he's a lovely bloke, and he wouldn't hurt a fly. But this horrible little woman, who in my mind when I think about this story, I imagine her as Dolores Claiborne or the Marjorie Dawes from Little Britain. Little officious little woman going,
Yeah.
Excuse me, can I see your belly, please? How many McDonald's do you eat? Me.
So, yeah.
It's just that idea of people losing any humanity just to make a tiny little, dollar for themselves. And they'll go to any lengths just to humiliate other people.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, dance for me,
Fucking
monkey.
ridiculous. Yeah. That goes back to what we were saying before. Other people.
It's always other people.
Oh,
Always other people, man.
Yeah, the general public are just scumbags sometimes, aren't they?
Yep. They're a shower of shite. That's what they are.
Yeah.
Bloody peasants.
Now we see the violence inheriting the system.
I cannot stand. How did we get into a situation where we need chuggers in the first place? How
mean,
did
we
that
don't.
happen?
Do you know what? Where that's concerned, right? Joggers. Little bit of an
Joggers?
incident with.
Fucking runners.
Yeah, I know. What is it? The today along busy streets, right? Okay, this one bloke, he's in his fucking tracksuit and he's running along, right? So everybody else is just trying to get home, and it's like, look, mate, this isn't your personal fucking running track. And he was the one that got upset. He was like, he was the one that got annoyed because people were actually using the pavement for the purpose with which it had been designed, which is to fucking walk on, right? It hasn't got lanes printed on it, right? It's not got any fucking starting blocks or any shit like that. But no, apparently, because we were all walking in the correct manner, apparently that was annoying to him. It's like, he rolled his eyes at us. Fuck you.
So now there needs to
It's
be
like
not
these-
only cycle lanes, but also jogging lanes.
Do you know what? I think also... I think
Slow
it should
walking
be-
lanes. Slow walkers.
Yeah,
They,
slow walking
they
lanes.
exist though, don't they? Didn't Oxford Street have that? They had different lanes.
We need people just to get the fuck out of the way, right? And I'll tell you what we need to do is, if it detects you standing, right, on the line or moving closer towards the line which separates the other lanes, you should get some sort of fucking electric shock, right? Just so that you don't fucking wander all over the place like some fucking dippy cunt. Just who gets in my fucking way and doesn't stand one side of the pavement or the other. No, stands right in the fucking middle. So I can't go anywhere. I can't move around them.
Right, I've got one for you, Darren.
Yep.
You get on the tube, on train stations, the automatic barriers, where you've got your swipe card or your ticket or whatever.
Yeah.
People who walk through those and then just stop to do whatever it is they need, to look at their phone, to just stare at things. And you're like, move!
I was coming out of a shopping centre in Nottingham, and this old lady just stopped right in the doorway in front of everybody.
Yeah.
I'm like, what are you doing? Are you mad?
And people who do that in the street when they're pulling cases behind them, on the wheels.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And they'll just be sauntering along and just stop for no reason, and then go ooh as you go flying over because you've tripped over their stupid fucking bag.
And I'll tell you what, there's two other fucking self-entitled cunts that fucking operate on the streets of London today, right? People who read their fucking mobile phones as they're walking along a crowded street.
Mm.
And those people who wave their sticks around in front of them, they did them head as well.
What, blind people?
Those fuckers. But there's them, and there are these fuckers who ride bikes on the fucking pavement.
Oh God!
Push bikes. Push
Right,
bikes
to be fair,
on
it's
the
fuckers
pavement.
who ride push bikes. Period.
All right. Come round here and say that.
Not every.
I
not everybody.
I ride on the road like I'm supposed to.
Yeah.
Do you
That's
stop
fine.
it like a good boy?
Micro
There are plenty of
scooters.
people who do obey the rules, and they will ride in the road, and they'll be perfectly good at riding their bike. It's not every single cyclist, but there's a fucking great majority of them. And if you were to spend a couple of days in London, you would think that every single cyclist is actually a bit of a twat.
I agree.
Because there are far too many of them. That's it.
In London, they are awful people. Awful,
Yeah, it's like-
awful people. But
it's
then
like
that's true of most people in London, to be fair.
Well, that's another thing as well. It's like when you get people visiting this country, and I'm sure it takes place in other countries as well. I think there's a machine that's installed at every single airport in the world, and what you do as you go through, what it does is it switches off the common fucking sense switch in your fucking head, right? Because they suddenly forget that people actually fucking well live here, right? People work here, you know. This is it. People reside in this country, right? And what do? Oh, they stand on London Bridge, right? And they want to get a photograph, right, with their siblings standing there with like the fucking, you know, HMS Belfast standing behind them, right? And then they get annoyed when every fucker who's had a fucking hard day at work just wants to get to his fucking train. And then they walk through their line of their photographic line. So they can't take the photograph. And I'm now, right, I deliberately walk through people's photos. If I see that, I will make a beeline and make sure I walk straight in front of them as they press the fucking button on their camera. So they've just got this big black blur just right across the screen. I don't give a fuck.
Did anyone see the video of that hero who was he was a cyclist in the cyclist lane, and he was singing to the tune of Star Wars, "This is a cycle lane," as he rides down it, and there's so many people just on their phones just blocking the cycle lane. So he's going, "Cycle lane, this is a cycle lane." It's just brilliant. Absolutely love it.
I haven't seen that.
Oh, I think Jack's just jumped off.
I've got one that annoys me, which I think you guys, Darren and Elton, I'm sure will appreciate as well. Forbidden Planet in London.
Ugh.
It's annoying just at the best of times, but still.
I was in there on Saturday.
Motherfuckers who stand right in front of the graphic novels reading them.
Yeah.
I mean, this is true in all bookshops, but in Forbidden Planet, it's particularly fucking irate. It's like, I'm diving into Forbidden Planet because it's someone's fucking birthday. I need to get a present because, you know, like, fuck, I'm going to plan for that in advance. And seriously, every single bookshelf, there's some motherfucker standing there with, you know, the latest copy of fucking Batman, what have you, standing nose to the fucking thing, blocking it while he reads. And it's not he's browsing it. He's not he's flicking through it. He's literally reading it. So firstly, you're pissing me off because you're a tight motherfucker. Buy the fucking book. Secondly, it is pissing me the fuck off because I want to get access and see what's on that shelf, but I can't because you're blocking me. The fuck?
I think that's true of any shop, not just Forbidden Planet. Like, go to the supermarket, you can search for what you're looking for, a couple of yards back from the actual shelves. You don't need to stand directly in front of the shelves. It's like, I cannot access the thing that I'm after. I know exactly where it is. There it is. I can see it. But you're in my way, deciding exactly which can of chopped tomatoes you need. It's like, for fuck's sake.
Yeah, it's like this is the only interaction with the outside world, and so they want to get maximum time out of it what they can.
I can't stand that Forbidden Planet now.
Which is because of that story.
Well,
do you know, I remember the first time I went down into the basement of the Forbidden Planet as it is now, when they first they did it up. I remember there were so many cheap sci-fi novels on the shelves that after a while I couldn't read. They were just shapes. That's how many books there were down there.
Mm.
I had to come out and go and have a cup of tea somewhere, and all of a sudden I can understand the English language once again. But there's just tons.
It's too much choice.
there's too much choice. There's just loads and loads and loads of stuff. I mean, all right, fine, it's science fiction. We all like science fiction, great stuff, But there's just so many novels that are actually the same as other ones, like the Midshipman series and the Half Shipman series and it's
the Harold Shipman series.
The Harold Shipman series.
To be fair, it's a very different story to the Midshipman series. Just saying.
Yeah, the Midshipman series is good, if a little bit angsty. Yeah, the main character is always angsty. He's always got some fucking emo problem.
But this is like another problem with creativity generally, is one series exists and does brilliantly, and then all of a sudden there's 17,000 different series of exactly the same thing. It's like Mark Kermode says on his film podcast about how every time you see one of these teen dystopian movies, he expects the cast of one of the other films to come past and say, like, how's it going in your world? Pass each other on a hill.
Like Shaun of the Dead.
Yes,
exactly
like that. The cast of Mockingjay come past speaking to one of the other ones.
Sup?
Yeah. Because there's just so many of the same fucking film. But
yeah, there are.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Yes, indeedy.
In the chat room, Pieman said that he hates people who stops at the end of escalators and they just stand still.
Oh, God.
He also said he hates bloody pavement cyclists.
Yep.
Oh, there was another one. Oh, Steve Bob has put the YouTube video of the Bike Lane Star Wars video in there. So you can all check that out later.
You need to put that on the Facebook group at some point as well.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, I'll try and grab that later on then.
Don't you also hate people who push past you to get somewhere? They look like they're in a hurry, and then they get there and they just slow down and just like look in shop windows afterwards. And it's like, you fucking cunt. Just run onto this. Just hold your fist out. Run onto that Baldrick. Just fucking full pelt. Go on, just do it.
Right, as a cyclist, I get fucked off with people who, in their massive cars, who will go right next to me to push past, squeeze in this tiny space and almost hit me to get an extra couple of meters forward before they hit the red light. It's just fucking wait. Just go. You got to stop anyway.
You know what? Me and Lee had that last night, actually. When Lee was bringing me back from his place after doing Black Dog, we were driving into Grove Park, and all of a sudden we got cut up by this bloke in this black sports car. And he shot past us, and he only went about, 30 yards down the road, and he got caught by a red light. So we were straight behind him. We pulled right up close behind his house and just sat there. And it's like, yeah, this is awkward, isn't it, mate? These two blokes you just cut up and now sat right on your fucking bumper.
Man, other people.
You mollusk.
Anyway, gents, I'm going to run away back to the chat room because I have a proton pack to build. So I will catch you all laters.
No worries,
Indeed.
mate.
Laters, taters.
Yeah, so unreliable hosts who just disappear off for no reason to go and do some other nonsense.
Yeah, like building proton packs. What the fuck's that all about?
Yeah.
I hate it. I really do.
So do I. Fucking liberty takers.
Well, is there anything else you'd like to add to this one? Because I know the time is getting on. I have to get up double early tomorrow morning as well. And I'm sure
no problem.
We could have a part 3 at some point.
I only had one thing, but it's going to take me more than 10 minutes. So I think I'm going to save it for part 3.
You want to save it for part 3, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
Save it for part 3. Have I got any other
internet dating, ones? Basically?
Yeah, we'll gloss over that.
Yeah. that is going to be my rant.
Well, that's it. You can start the next one with the internet dating. Make a note of this, Elton.
Okay.
Okay, I will write it down now. Internet dating, is it?
People are idiots.
Internet Dating. Is Grindr not working out for you?
Women don't want nice guys. They all say, I want a really nice guy. But no, they don't. They want dickheads.
No, they don't. No, they do want dickheads. They're all like that. Let's lay a blanket accusation across all of female kind. Go on.
No.
It's what men have been doing since time immemorial anyway, so why not just carry on?
No. This is not all female kind. This is just the female kind on the dating websites that I've been onto.
So you're saying that they're all the same? Is that what you're saying?
No.
Yeah. Just be careful what you say now.
We'll get onto this in part 3.
Okay.
You've met some strange-uns then, you know, some real Robins.
I haven't met anyone. That's the fucking problem.
Oh right. So I don't know where you're. I have no idea what you're trying to say then.
Well, we'll leave it for part 3.
I tell you what. In part 3, can we fill out your profile for you?
Oh, can we make one? Can we, please, Lee?
Cool. Yeah, okay.
Let's get creative.
Yeah. Okay, we'll do that.
We could sort of like, you know, gear it up like a Lord of the Rings.
And do you know what? If we did that, I can guarantee it would work better than the one that I've got now.
It would be.
It'd
be like 300 years ago, before men ruled the world, there was a stone. It had magical abilities, and they found it at the bottom of a well. From this, Lee was born. He is the physical embodiment of the magic within that stone. You want to date him?
You have my sword, and my axe, and my penis. Yeah.
And you've also got my gardening shears. Where the bloody hell are those? Okay. Give them back to me, you git.
Right, we're definitely doing that next time out then.
Well, we're going to make a Lord of the Rings style dating profile.
Yeah. You'll have to give us access to it as well, so we can type in it.
Okay.
Let's do that.
We'll sort that out next time.
We can do some on-location filming as well. Sort of like have you standing on like hillsides, looking manfully out into the misty distance. We'll get the soundtrack from Lord of the Rings and have that playing over the top as well.
No, right.
With a leaf blower.
If you did that, I can guarantee it would not do as well as the one that I've got now.
But we can make up a name. We'll call you Gavin of Aragorn. There you go.
Okay, right. We'll save that for next time then. Okay.
I look forward to that. Yeah.
Good. Okay, so thank you to everyone who has joined us in the chat room. It's been so busy. It's crazy, and I'm just blown away by so many people being in there and joining in with the chat. It's just brilliant. I love it. Thank you so much for joining us for that. If you are listening to this on the podcast, then please, next time we are recording, please pop along to mixlr.com/RogueTwoMedia, and you can join in all the fun and the banter and even Skype in, because people have Skyped in today. It is proof that it actually works. So thank you to everyone who's done that. If you pop over to Facebook.com/groups/Shonky Lab, you can find all the details there of the next time that we're going live. I'm not too sure of the next subject. I know it's not pies though. That is later on.
Whoa! Why not?
I can bump it, but I'll have to have a look at the running order first. We'll work something out. Don't worry. We are going to be doing pies soon, so don't worry. Darren, have you got anything to plug at all? You know, anything that springs to mind?
Yeah, there's a hole in my wall here. I've got to get that sorted out with some polyfiller.
Have you thought about getting Lee Medcalf round? He's quite good at that DIY thing.
I actually want a flat to be. You know what I said about the only time I'd go out is like if my flat was on fire in pajamas. Yeah, well, that could become a reality if I let Lee round to use polyfiller on my wall. I know it's like, well, how do you go from going from filling a wall to being on fire? Ask Lee.
Is it like that episode of The Simpsons where Homer pours milk on his cornflakes and they burst into flames?
It's exactly like that. He's the fire starter, rhythmic fire starter.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Sorry, I've got an image of Lee with Keith Flint's hair now.
Oh dear. So yeah, you can
I'm
catch
the fear addicted, the danger illustrated.
you can catch me and Darren and Lee, who was on earlier on, and Mr. Jim Moon and Mr. Owl as well on the Black Dog Podcast at blackdogpodcast.com. It's a film review show. I would highly recommend you pop over there. You think this is polished turd? You go over there, man. That is the business.
Yeah, but we have fun now.
Yes.
We do.
Now, how many episodes has it taken?
It's taken 330 episodes. We're on 331. So, yay!
Yeah, please pop along there. iTunes reviews are welcome for that show as well. Lee, have you got anything to plug?
Not that I'm on, but I'm enjoying the Grand Prix podcast. That's a good one.
Oh, bless your heart.
Yeah.
Bless you.
I'm not enjoying it.
And now you've sucked me back into watching Grand Prix. You bastards.
Yeah, sorry about that, but yeah, them's
you
the breaks.
and Andy.
Them's the breaks.
Or not, in Max Verstappen's case.
Yeah.
Hey, topical. If you want to know more about that, go and listen to the Grand Prix podcast.
Oh, there you go, at grandprixpodcast.com. So, and this you can catch, obviously you're downloading it and listening to it, so you're a very, very clever person anyway, but you can catch this on shonkylab.com. It's on the Facebook, it's on iTunes, I think it's on Stitcher, I think it's on Acast as well. It's all over the place, so you can grab it on any podcasting application you can. So, it just leaves me to say thank you very much, Darren, for joining us.
No problem.
Thank you very much, Lee, for joining us as well.
Bar humbug.
Thank you to the chat room for joining us as well. And it just leaves me to say, please leave quietly. This is a residential area.